Zeens and Roger crochet vlogcast, podcast, crochet chat. I am Rosina. I am a crochet designer from the UK, in the southwest of the UK, where it's pretty muggy. How are you? You alright? I'm okay. I'm filming upstairs because it's Sunday and I missed my window of opportunity on Friday and Saturday. If you hear a noise, it's the dehumidifier. Just switched itself on to join in the chat. Been a busy couple of weeks, still doing my commissions, halfway through one, got one more to go. One day I will be finished, one day. But I have been doing other things as well because I decided I was fed up of commissions and I wanted to do some selfish crochet, because why not? And I've done some, and I recorded a tutorial, did that last week. What should I talk about first? I've got a few things on the list. Let's start with this one, the tutorial, because I've just mentioned it. That's going to get annoying. You might not even be able to hear that. There's a buckle on this dress and it's going tick, 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 tick. I made this, which is an asymmetrical cowl of granny stitches. It's like that on the back. So it's narrow with a V down the front. And then it's like that. Excuse me. See? I've been talking about making this. It's been on my list for months. I don't even remember when it was that I made this, if it was 6 months ago or what. I'm pretty sure it's taken me that long to get around to doing it. It's a chunky yarn project, works up, I reckon, in less than 2 hours. All of these tassels have felted because yesterday I had to wash this. Day before? Can't remember. Day before yesterday I had to wash this because the cat was sick on it. Gosh, there's an awful lot of fibres on here. When I washed it, I should have probably put conditioner in. I didn't. And I could have tumble dried it because it's lost some of that like new yarn softness. It's Stylecraft Alpaca Tweed Chunky, which has got a nap in it. I really like it. I think I'd wear that one. When I first made it, this was my first sample, and actually I don't like it like this. I don't like the stripes, I don't like the colours, not me at all, and therefore I think I lost interest in it because of the colours and the stripes. I was just not into it, didn't want to make it, didn't want to do the tutorial, so it kept on getting bumped down on the list. But all in one colour and with the tassels, it's completely transformed it and changed my mind, and I really like this one. The video tutorial is up and I will link in the show notes, but you'll see it on my YouTube channel anyway. It's only like a 20-minute tutorial and I've got the written pattern too. In the tutorial I do say something like repeat rows 25 to 27 6 times. It's not technically true, and I have the written pattern on the blog is correct, and then I did a little sort of updated instruction in the description box of the tutorial, but because if you were just to repeat the rows, then you'd end up with some of the increase every other sort of third row. You'd end up with the increase on the wrong side, but I hadn't really checked that out. I hadn't really boshed it out far too fast, and then one of the lovely Crochet Sanctuary ladies, not one of the organisers but one of the ones I met, Pretty Gifted, oh I always get it wrong, let me get it right. Anyway, she got in touch with me to say, Pretty Gifted World, do you mean that? Do you mean that? I was like, no I don't, I've got it wrong. So I'm so glad she jumped on it dead quick. because other people were bound to have noticed that, picked it out and had a few words to say. But as it was, I'm so glad it was one of the people I met, somebody who was actually really nice and friendly about it. Pretty gifted world. Did it? Thanks for that. So stupid sometimes. You know, it's not. I didn't even question it because I was like, yeah, that's how it works. And I was in a rush, so I just thought, yeah, pretty sure that's right, and then just hit publish. I need to learn from these mistakes. You think that you do. You think that you are going to always check. And with my professional patterns, I always use a tech editor. Always now. Never used to. Because of things like that. But because it was a free pattern and because I was a bit cocksure, yeah. Still don't get it right after all this time. But the written pattern is correct now. And it's free on my blog. So yeah. But it's too hot to wear it. Way too hot to wear it. It's all muggy. Yesterday was Scorchio. Went to the beach with the kids. It's very nice. And yeah. It's funny because I think probably last episode I may have complained that it was cold and wet and miserable, and it had been for weeks. Well, this week the sun's come out and it's proper summer now. So as soon as because June 21st, summer. Where the blazes are you, summer? It was gone, and now it's sort of a couple of days late, but it's here. Whether it's here to stay, don't know. One of the things I did, well, I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before. It might have been the weekend before. Didn't feel like last weekend, but I can't remember. I went to Pitch Up and Stitch Up, which is was a camping weekend for crocheters and knitters and such. I never knew those things existed. But it was less than 15 minutes drive from my house, so I thought I'd go along for the afternoon. It was very nice, very relaxing, and the sun shone. That was the first day we had actual sunshine for the longest time, and it was really nice. I turned up and I couldn't see anybody. Everybody had gone off to the donkey sanctuary for a walk because that's on the coast just along, and I was just like, well, I'll just wait for them. I'll just do some crochet. I sat in the sunshine with my stitches, started a new project which I will show you. And yeah, I met Eleonora from Coastal Crochet, who I've met before. We met at Yarndale last year, so it was lovely to see her again. She's just the loveliest person. I think we would get on really well if we were to go out for a night out. I think we'd get on pretty well. Yeah, that was really good. I hadn't met anybody else before. I think Amanda from the Little Box of Crochet was there, but I didn't actually get to see her. But it's funny because I'd met her 2 weeks before at the crochet retreat anyway, the crochet sanctuary. But I'd wanted to see her again because in the interim between the sanctuary and between and the camping event, Amanda sent me a little box of crochet. I mean, how gorgeous is that? The box alone makes me very happy indeed. As I opened it with the packaging, I scored down the box with scissors, and I'm very cross with myself for not taking care as I opened my parcel. Oh, it's just beautiful. I mean, look at that. It's just the best kind of thing to open. I talked about her last episode, I think. Did I talk about the Crochet Sanctuary last episode? It was, wasn't it? But anyway, Amanda watched. I had no idea she was going to watch, none at all. Didn't even cross my mind. And she watched it and she said, let me send you a box. And so she did. I can't believe it. Postcard, pattern book for the project, which is a heart decoration. I think it's supposed to be a heart pin cushion, but you can hang it up as a decoration. And oh, same lady, Pretty Gifted World, had turned hers into a stitch marker doodah. All her stitch markers were pinned on that. Fab idea. A clothes plaster. I think that just like just a patch, isn't it? Patch for something to go on. I could put it on a bag. It's quite pretty. Hand warmer, which I might give to my mum because she's always got cold hands. And then you get a hook, crochet hook, stitch marker, needle that's protected with a little felt ball, which for some reason I really like. I really like that little felt ball. I might put more needles in it. And then the yarn for the project. Isn't that amazing? I think these are every 2 months. This is the yarn subscription box, and if I was to get a subscription box, I reckon it would be this one. But I do have a funny thing about sub boxes in that I'm scared I won't like the thing that arrives and I won't make it and it'll be a waste of money. But just the opening of it is such a pleasure that I could kind of probably get over that. And also, I mean, the yarn, you could always use it for something else if you didn't want to make the actual thing. Oh, they're so cute. But I think it's about 20 quid a month, 20 quid a box. And it's such high quality. I have seen other subscription boxes recently, and one in particular, and I wasn't impressed. So, but that one, top notch. It's just so lovely, just so lovely. But I was talking about what I'd started at the Pitch Up and Stitch Up event. I would start crocheting on this, but I've not brought my hook upstairs, so that's a bit silly, but I really want to. It's a mixture between a stash buster and using the Rico yarn I was sent a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure I talked about that in a previous episode, but the company Rico Design sent me their Essentials range, which is a merino. I preferred the double knit to the Aran for some reason. I don't know, it just looks like a nicer twist on the double knit than the Aran. But it's perfectly alright. But they're different weights, and so I said, didn't I, I wanted a project where I could use them both together, something where it didn't really matter, and so I've come up with this scarf thing. And it is a mishmash of the Rico. The Rico is the yellow, the pinks, this coral colour, and the yellow. Did I say yellow already? Yellow, pinks, coral. So the pink, this pink is Aran, and the others are double knit, and I've mixed it in with a double knit duck egg colour, which is a 30-gram ball of stuff I got at Cold Harbour Mill down the road, up the road. And the black and the white are Millimia Sport Weight, and they are from leftovers of One Way or Another, the black and white edged pink with the pink and gold stripes in the middle, pink and gold, the butterscotch colour. They're leftovers from that shawl. And then this colour, I think that's Starcraft Life, double knit, which is a different makeup altogether. It's like wool and acrylic, so that's like slightly scratchy, whereas this stuff is soft. I don't think it's going to be a very big scarf, so I might have to turn it into a cowl. I've got a feeling that it won't stretch, but I'm trying to bulk it out in like these sort of neutrals, and it's annoying that I don't have more. I really like that colour, but I'm going to have to swap it to this one because I haven't got enough. I'll keep running out. Oh, we're getting in a right tangle. So yes, I've got like, I don't know, that much left. That is not going to produce a mega long scarf. And I've only done like that much so far. I reckon I could do that again, possibly twice, so I could do like that would be a third of the thingy, the length. So it would probably stop like short of about here, wouldn't it? I like a really long scarf. An unusual mix of colours, I grant you. But I kind of like them. And I like the stitch pattern. It's from Tracy Todd Hunter's Stitch Dictionary book. It's like just a ripple with some holes in. Holy ripple. Yeah. It's quite a nice one. Very rhythmic. Mindless. I say mindless when other people start this. So mindless crochet is now becoming mindful crochet, isn't it? I'm not sure the difference between the two. So something that you don't have to think about. This is that project, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. Right, let me tidy up. Hang on. Tidy, tidy, tidy. I'm a bit gutted that I've only got this much. I think I could probably do just a few more rows in this colour. I'd like more. It's not my favourite colour in the world, but it really does. I think it fits in nicely with this. If it was all too much pink and yellow, it would be a bit too. And this sort of brings it down a bit. I might be able to find. Maybe I've got similar in a different brand somewhere. If I root around in my cupboard. I need to tidy it all. My life's getting a bit messy at the minute in more ways than one. I need to maybe have, if I tidy my yarn cupboard, everything else will get tidied up as well. What's next? Oh, I won't talk about this, but I have done another row. And I've got this one more row to go. And then it'll be like that. Basis for a bag. At some point, but I'm in no rush to do that, not at all. Last week I'd just done the bottom of this market bag and now I've made the whole thing. It was this primary school festival of music and dance, it's called, what's it called? Celebration of Music and Dance. Something like that. It's a morning of all the classes, they all do their own, or year groups actually, and they do dances to music and it's lovely to see. So all the way from like reception through to year 6, so that's 4 5-year-olds to 11-year-olds, and a variety of different dances to like pop songs or musicals, because my little one did The Greatest Showman, mashup of The Greatest Showman and Little Mermaid, and the song that my eldest danced to, it was a modern pop song but I can't remember what it was called. My god, got old. I don't know, current popular culture means I've got old. But anyway, I digress. Whilst they were doing that, I was making this bag. That was my point. This is a free pattern and YouTube tutorial. It's the market bag I did. This is a 100-gram skein, a 100-gram ball of something by Knitcraft. I don't have the label up here, I'm so sorry. I talked about it last time. I'll put a link. It's some weird acrylic stuff that's like knit fabric, and I used the entire ball to make it. That's what it looks like. So it's going to work up bigger than my original one because that was a cotton double knit, and this one is thicker than that. I would say it was the equivalent of an Aran, or maybe even a chunky weight. But therefore my handle is a bit shorter, but I don't think it's going to make a difference because it will stretch a little bit, and you don't want it to be like dragging on the floor. So yeah, dead easy project to do, and again it can be knocked out dead quick. That is my most popular YouTube tutorial for this market bag. Most people like it and I've had some lovely positive comments. A few weeks ago I had a very negative comment on it and it made me laugh quite a lot. It were some people, that's all I can say, some people. Ugh. So that's what I've been up to. And the last couple of nights been working on a hat commission for the autumn, and it's a really nice project actually. I'm quite excited. I worked up a prototype last week and it fits perfectly, and I was dead excited because I was making it going, it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit, it's going to be rubbish. And then I put it on and I was like, phew, that's perfect, damn near perfect. So I hope the actual real life, the one I'm actually going to send in, fits just as nicely. I cross my fingers and hope for the best. Right, so that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to? Much? Have you been hearing all about Ravelry? I honestly, it's sort of like, I don't really know what to say on it. One of the reasons I didn't record yesterday was because I didn't know what to say about it, and I didn't want to ignore it either. I think it's just like ridiculously important and crucial to what's happening in our lives at the minute. I'm trying really hard not to swear. Normally in everyday life, I swear like a trooper, and especially when I get sort of quite passionate about something, all the swear words want to come out, so I have to kind of vet my words a little bit. I believe that Ravelry are doing what's right by them. It's not that they are banning any one political kind of person, or the person with views that are to the right. What they're banning is hate speech, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Not at all. I have seen it on Ravelry, I've seen it in other places. People are nasty, just plain nasty. And I think it's quite funny. All I did on Instagram was post a story to say that I supported Ravelry, and like instantly 30 followers just dropped off. I got one person messaged me to say I'm not following anymore. I was like, alright, fine, that's alright, I don't mind. So I expect it will be the same here too. I reckon some people have said in the past that it's got nothing to do with me because I'm not from America. It's a global issue. The things that that man says have an impact, especially probably in, you know, specifically in the Western world, but he's like in charge of one of the biggest countries in the world. He's got such a huge responsibility. It is part of a global community. We are all part of a global community, and we should bloody well be nice to each other. And he's just not. I'm going to shut up because otherwise I'm going to really start ranting. And that's not what this place is. But if you want to know more, then head to Ravelry. And also, I did actually go on rpg.net, who is sort of like a role play game, I think that's what that stands for. A computer community, computer gaming community, and they originally did the banning of Trump supporters, and they probably said it a bit more eloquently than Ravelry did, I think, although the views are the same. I have no idea what the backlash was when they publicised their new policy. I don't know, because that was, I think they did it like, towards the end of last year. So since then I don't know what's happened. But they have citations and links and stuff like that supporting their claims and the reasons why they're doing the whole banning of hate speech. So that was quite informative, although it was nothing new. I mean, I knew all the things that Trump had done anyway, because they always make the news because it's shocking. So all are welcome on Ravelry as far as I can see, just not hate speech. That is not welcome. And for me, that's a good thing. Right, folks, I'm going to go. I'm going to go do some crochet. Or go and sit in the garden. I could do some hooks. I like whittling hooks in the garden. That's what I like. When the sun is shining, have a cup of tea, my knife, some twigs, and I've been whittling. In a few weeks something sort of exciting I hope is going to happen. I'm not entirely sure. I'll let you know nearer the time. So I will probably be back in 2 weeks. I don't know if I've got time to film another tutorial in between. It would be nice to try and catch up because I've got a list of about 15 different patterns I want to film tutorials for, and you know my track record. It's not that great, so you know, no promises, but right. If you liked this video, then please do give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. If you didn't like it, that's fine too. You can give me a thumbs down. It will still generate interest. The more activity, whether negative or positive, helps get the video out there. I'll link to my Patreon as well, just in case you're interested in that. And yeah, I'll see you again next time. I thought I got an ulcer right there. It's bothering me. Right, cheerio, bye.